Hi, my name is Dakota, and so this is gonna be a video that's gonna be a shock to probably a lot of you guys. But so I have to go to rehab. I'm going to go to rehab. I was really debating whether or not I should make this video, just because it's like really a personal kind of thing. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking like, you're going to rehab? Like I didn't even know you had a problem like that. And I wouldn't even really call it a problem, because I think drugs can have a very spiritual benefit. Okay, so let me back up and start from the beginning of this story. So my friends and I were driving through California. We were in South San Francisco. It's about like 10 o'clock at night, and of course, naturally, we get pulled over. Two cops come out, they go around both sides, and they're like doing their flashlight thing and looking through the windows, and you know, it's so obvious that we are like some freaking weirdos just by like the way this van looks. So they pulled us over because there was something. They said the plate was obstructed because it had a hitch on it, which apparently it is illegal to drive with a hitch if you don't have a trailer on, which I didn't know. But so yeah, that was the reason they pulled us over, is because they couldn't see the license plate, and they were like, come out of the back of the car. And we looked at it, and it was like perfect, like you could see it perfect. And they were like, okay, so it's not really the hitch, it's because your thing comes down too far. We couldn't tell what state the plate was from. And they just kind of gave us the runaround of like excuses of why they pulled us over. And then they were like, do you mind if we search the car? And I was like, nope, you're not searching any cars. And they say, well, that sucks for you, because we are going to search this van because we smell weed. Side note, as an American citizen, you have the right to say no. If you ask me, I say always say no if a police officer asks you if they can search your car. Even if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't forfeit your right to privacy because some guy is wearing a costume. So anyways, they find like a bag of mushrooms. I had like 3 mushrooms in it, which weighs out total to like 1 gram, which is hardly enough to do anything to anybody. Yeah, you might have some cool colors and feel a little goofy, but it's not gonna do anything. You shouldn't drive. Obviously you shouldn't drive, which none of us were driving. We were all sober completely. Obviously never drive on any drug. That's just like common sense. You shouldn't drive with drugs either. That's also common sense. So no one I was with took the blame. No one even knew where the mushrooms came from. They must have just like been thrown in there from like a previous, I don't know. They must have just been in there for a long time, and they just didn't know that they were in there. Because all of us are like, that's not mine. I'm not gonna be in trouble for something that's not even mine, you know? The police were like, oh, well, if none of you guys are gonna take blame, all of you guys get tickets. Tickets for everybody! Woo! So they gave us all tickets, and that ticket came with multiple court dates. It came with a fine. It came with probation, and it came with an outpatient drug rehabilitation program for like 3 months or something stupid like that, like for 2 days a week. Something crazy ridiculous for a gram of mushrooms. Mushrooms might sound like a bad thing, you know, like for people that are conditioned to believe this sort of war on drugs, to accept that, to accept this blanket term of drugs, that it's just like everything is bad, drugs are bad. If you're one of these people, obviously mushrooms is like a bad thing, and you're probably like, yes, good, you deserve to, you know, get in trouble or whatever. But I think, you know, I think it's such a cop-out. There are obvious benefits to it. There are obvious benefits to these natural medicines. I would call it a medicine. Mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms are a medicine, and I would really argue that to my core, that they have spiritual benefits. They have physical benefits. They have physical benefits in the sense that you can overcome these traumatic past experiences, these emotional traumas that you have been suppressing or burying, and they can rework and realign the way you think, and to where you are actually living a more healthy lifestyle, a more compassionate and loving lifestyle. And that, just from taking a mushroom, that can do that to you. America actually has the highest amount of its citizens locked behind bars. It's kind of ironic that we all sing songs and praise America's freedom. Most people in jail in the entire world, America, This is a really strange thing, I think, that we don't have the ability to explore our own consciousness. We don't have the freedom to explore our consciousness. I can't just go take some plant or some mushroom or fungi that grows and sprouts itself naturally out of the earth. I can't take that without the potential risk of being locked in a cage by my government. The way I look at it is that we already have laws in place to handle people that do bad things. If you hurt somebody, we already have laws to do something about that. We don't need extra laws to say what we can or can't put into our bodies. This makes no sense. Like, there are still states today, it's about to be 2017, there's still states today that will lock you up, that will throw you in a cage for having weed, for growing a plant or having the flower that it buds. You can get locked up and have your life ruined for that. That makes no sense. I've never heard an argument that can justify that. Thankfully, we are progressing. You know, marijuana is becoming legal because they can't hide the fact anymore that it is medicinal and people don't care. The government's job isn't to dictate our lives in that sort of way. Give this video a thumbs up if you think America seems more like an episode of The Twilight Zone rather than an actual physical country. Bill Hicks actually said this best. He said, there are essentially only 2 drugs that Western civilization tolerates, and that's caffeine from Monday to Friday to energize you enough to make you a productive member of society. Alcohol from Friday to Monday to keep you too stupid to figure out the prison that you are living in. So, I don't know. I'll make another video letting you guys know how rehab is once it starts. It's going to be profoundly spiritual in a way to see these people that are, you know, dealing with these struggles and, you know, overcoming them. That's going to be the best thing to be around, and to be around their regathering of themselves, the rebuilding of who they are, to be around them as they climb up their own mountain of, you know, self-discovery and self-empowerment is going to be a really good thing to be around. So I'm taking this as a blessing. I think it's a good thing, ultimately. You know, it's a couple months, whatever, big deal. But it's gonna be interesting. I have an entire playlist on my YouTube channel about psychedelics and visionary drugs and the spiritual benefit of them. So if you are into that kind of thing, click my YouTube channel or click subscribe and go check all of them out. I think you'll really dig them. Also, this is my shirt. I own a t-shirt company called Stay Happy, Stay Weird, and this is a quote from one of my videos. It says, "You are not a human being in the universe, you are the universe inside of a human being." So if you are into this kind of shirt, it's on my website. And I got a bunch of cool stuff on there. I got like tie-dye shirts and hoodies for winter. It's about to get cold out. It is cold out, actually. It's really cold. I have a space heater right here next to me. So I will put the link in the description. Reconnect with love and express it out into the universe. Everything will be okay. Be a part of the spark that makes the world a little brighter. My name is Dakota. That's my life. I'm going to rehab. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.